the only thing we understand. I'ma stand till on Jersey in the stands. I'ma hit you on the slide.
It's us.
Anything?
It's
It's
just
us.
It's just a commercial. I thought, I thought
Okay, I see
you
it.
can't get enough.
I like
You can't
it.
get enough of us.
Oh man, did you guys watch any of?
In case I got to look back and like read.
Just make sure.
It has big letters, so I can read the chat better.
I like it. Are we?
Jay just dipped. So what do you want to talk about?
I know.
You want to talk about Jay? Let's talk about Jay.
Yeah, let's talk about him. Well, I was gonna say, did you watch any of the ESPYs last night?
I did watch that.
You did?
I watched. I can't put this woman's name, the female athlete of the year. She's awesome too, by the way. But I was captivated by
who's the female athlete of the year?
Yeah, I didn't even get to watch that part.
I can't say her name.
Let me see. Had him written down somewhere. Was it Katie Ledecky?
That's her. Yeah, that's
the
her.
swimmer.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
She's
Good for
awesome.
her.
Yes, she is. Absolutely.
Why are we calling it the ESPYs?
ESPN Awards.
Really? Because it kind of felt like the Golden State Warriors prep rally.
Yeah. Dude, we were talking about that last night, and as a Warrior fan,
Steph
like I
Curry
was embarrassed. I was embarrassed watching that. Just
As a
I'm
Warriors
so proud
fan,
of
you were
her.
embarrassed.
Yes, I really was. Like it was so
Curry
much like
host,
attention on them.
Right? Curry host
Clay
wins athlete of the
comeback.
year. Clay wins comeback player. The Warriors win team of the year, which come on, team of the year. I think you're telling me that was the best team out of every sport?
Was not.
Come on.
I don't think.
And then,
I mean,
you
it
had
was
the whole
great,
Draymond
but...
doing his live podcast from the front row.
And no,
Now,
the
only
crowd
thing he
was
got right,
so, like,
the only thing he did get right was 7 teams in LA plus the Clippers. So he got that part right.
Funny.
He got the
that
paper
one
clips
was
right.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it was interesting. I mean, those are never great. Like the crowd is always, it's a bunch of athletes and celebrities, so it's not people like there for. It's not comedy. It's it's real stuff.
Well, it is comedy. They try to make it. They try to.
They try
as much as they possibly can. Steph Curry is cracking jokes on Grant Williams, and if you can take that as tongue in cheek, but make no mistake about it. Grant Williams looking at him like, "I'm gonna see you soon."
What did I miss? Did I miss something about him making fun of LeBron?
I missed it too. That went right over my head.
Because I read something and I was like, and of course it's Jordan fanboys going, no one would ever make fun of Jordan like that. The way Curry's disrespecting LeBron, and I'm like, did I miss it? Because I didn't. Did I miss something? What did I miss, Haley?
It was super low key, honestly. Basically, all Steph said was, "I'm the second NBA player to host the ESPYs after LeBron James." But last time LeBron hosted, he had actually come off losing a championship versus Steph coming off winning one. So that's all it was. It was, it was humor.
Satire. It was more satire.
Exactly.
He did. Listen. LeBron has won more finals than he's lost, and Curry's won more than he's lost. So it's not crazy for him to poke fun at that. Why not?
Well, just knowing, like, watching Steph all the time, like, I feel like you get a bit of their personalities, and it just didn't fit well. Like, it didn't sit right with me. It wasn't him, and he did a great job. Like, he got out of his comfort zone, but it's just weird, like, seeing him act like that. It was too much for me.
Do you feel it was out of character for him to be like,
yes, that is not him.
Steph ain't the braggadocious, bodacious kind of guy. That's not him, and that's what he was up there doing. That's what
I thought of you.
He the guy dancing
I knew
around?
this would happen.
Isn't he that guy?
Well, he's that guy on
that stupid, on that nasty mouthpiece
he's
that he drops on the floor and then puts back in his mouth.
But when he steps off the court, he's oh shucks kind of dude. That's who Steph Curry really is. Like Peyton Manning, he's not the I think he said off the court, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm also the daddy of the Boston Celtics. Like, what are you talking about here, Steph?
That was definitely written for him, and then we saw it was by Kevin Hart. So whatever.
It was written by Kevin Hart.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, get the context.
But I just feel when you're that good, it's probably somewhere in there. Some of that stuff he might not outwardly say it, but I feel like it's in there. like this, to be that good, you have to think you're the best. You have to, right? To take the shots he takes, you have to think they're all going in. Like I was nowhere near that good, and I thought all my shots were going in. And when I missed, I was like, something's wrong with the ball. Something's wrong with the rim. Someone opened a door. Something happened. So I could see him thinking it, and maybe he just needed someone to write it for him to say it. And we just maybe never saw that side of him before. I feel like there's some of that arrogance there. There has to be, in a good way.
Right. No doubt about that. You're not going to be that good and you don't feel yourself. No doubt about that. So are we saying here that Steph Curry is a fraud?
I don't think he's a fraud. I think he is media savvy.
So he says what sounds good, but in reality,
he can't say, unless it's in this specific environment, he can't say the Celtics are my sons, but he's probably thinking, I got their number. Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
He should, as he should.
I'm sure
but he's not going to say that in the media. He's going to say, hey, that's a good team. They play really tough defense. They made it really difficult for me. And luckily we came together, made some shots, went on a run, had a win. That's what you got to say.
Yeah.
That's to the fact.
I kind of like the little bit of.
I do too. I'm not. I kind of like it. I just think it's a little bit out of character. I actually like it. Add all of that up, Haley, with the idea that the Warriors, you guys were over. And everybody was saying that you guys were over. So
this one hit different, absolutely.
Right. Everybody said, including me. I'll be lying if I said, Klay Thompson had 2 season-ending injuries, right? Not only did he have 2 season-ending injuries, you guys came off missing the playoffs 2 straight years. I'm thinking this group is over. I'm not really thinking that they're going, not winning the NBA championship, just going back. And for them to prove everybody wrong, and for Steph to have to hear everything that he had to hear, of course, he was kind of sticking his chest out a little bit. Prime example, Tone, would be your guy at the Hall of Fame speech in 2009 when Jordan basically told the press and everybody, eat it. That's right. I'm here, and I'm here despite everything you guys said about me. Everything you said I couldn't defend. I did that. You said that a scoring champion couldn't win it, couldn't be a champion. I did that. All of those things you said I couldn't do, I did it. Eat it. So your man is the same way, Tone. So knock it off.
I said I liked it. So I don't know what. Hold on. Who's my guy? Just so we're clear.
We know who your guy is. The guy who your actual guy copied his game after. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yes.
That's okay.
Right.
And here's the difference between Kobe and Steph. Like Kobe was like that. That was he didn't hide that. But I like I'm saying, I guess Steph just. I feel like I know him pretty, like watching him, I know his character as much as he would allow on TV and in the media. And that's just not him. It's not. So it's always interesting to hear when people think, he's cocky, but like, I get it. And it's good to see. And as much as I love talking about the Warriors, I think many people have probably heard more than they want to.
Can I say who's not my guy?
Yeah.
Can I say who's not my guy? Bubba G Cuts is not my guy. Because what up, guys? Just bought the merch. Team Chill over here.
Oh,
Deuces.
okay.
Bubba G Cuts out of here.
Okay, that's another one for Chill.
Haley, you know that. Haley, Tone is a hater, right? Did you know that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's solidified. I know.
You wait till next week. You wait till next week when I put host Haley shirts up and anyone buys them. They get bashed.
I'll buy one. I'll buy one.
I'll send you one.
Okay, well let's well, here's an interesting question. The King asked, Fluent, in your opinion, who's the biggest star in the world right now? I think he's referring to athletes. So, in your mind, best athlete in the world right now?
Ronaldo.
I still think it's Ronaldo. I do.
Doesn't he have like 80 million, 100 million people following him or something crazy like that?
Yeah, some insane amount.
Yeah.
I still think.
I think people, especially in North America, still sometimes don't realize soccer is the biggest sport in the world. Like, period. It's actually not even debatable. It is the biggest sport in the world, period. End of sentence. Like, new paragraph, next topic. It's not debatable.
It's interesting too, Tony, you mentioned that, because there's people in other countries that don't know who Tom Brady is. There's people who don't know who Tom Brady is. You go all over the world, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, they know who Messi is. They know who Ronaldo is. They absolutely know who these guys are, right? They know who LeBron James is. So to say that soccer isn't the biggest sport on the planet, I think that's an understatement. No question.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say like world. If Ronaldo, probably still to this day, probably Tiger Woods, LeBron, but like NFL, for as much as I love the NFL, Tom Brady probably loves going to Europe. Certain parts, like there's some places that like
they don't know who he is.
Crazy about the NFL.
He can
but there's places where he can go that he could walk down the street, him and Giselle, and they just look like another couple.
Right.
He could walk through Rome, and people are like, "Hey, nice looking couple. Well, ciao, bello," and off they go. Like they won't even care. So
there's no way.
And good for him.
There's no way that Ronaldo is walking down the streets of Paris and
he's getting swarmed. Yeah, he's getting swarmed. He's like a beetle. That's not happening.
He's getting tackled.
Sorry,
no doubt about
sorry.
it.
So for Haley, the Beatles were a group back in the '60s who were incredibly popular across the world, and people would
really. You don't
people
say.
Would just
okay.
faint at the sight of them. Yes.
You don't
say. Dorian Clayton hit us with a pretty big super chat. I'll ask the same questions I asked the guys yesterday. If you could work for any NBA team, from coaching staff to front office, what position would it be, and for what team? Oh, so like in the current league.
So it has to be so pick a team and what your role would be for that team. That's a good question.
Yes.
I'm gonna go last, because last time I think we said anything in sports, and I was like commissioner. Anything in NBA, and I said commissioner. I just run in the damn thing. All right, I'll let you go first, Jay.
You've already heard me say this, Tone. I'd love to work for the Miami Heat and be a part of their player development staff. I think that would be awesome to work with their guards, to work with their bigs and just be a part of their player development staff. That would be awesome, no doubt about that. And plus, the Miami Heat, they play the kind of basketball they play is the kind of basketball that I like, and the kind of organization that's ran by Pat Riley is, that's the kind of organization that I would want to be around. So if I had to pick one specifically, it'd be the Miami Heat, and I'd love to work in their player development department. And that's just not on the court. That's off the floor too.
Yeah. Okay. Like helping them like with, financial, money management, being better people. So not just the athletics,
right?
But off the court. Don't get into trouble. If you've been drinking, get a driver, all those things.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of these guys, when they come into the league, Haley, I'm a first round pick and I moved to Portland. I don't know anybody in Portland. I don't know anything that's going on up in Portland. I don't know where to live. I don't know where the places are to eat. I don't know grocery stores. I don't know anything about that. And that's up to the organization. Because again, I've said this countless times, Tone, that when I come into the pros, I got pro potential. I am not a pro. It's your job to teach me the pro game, and that's not just on the court. That's off the court too. So I think that would be something that would be really cool if I could do something.
I could see you, and I could see you doing that and actually helping people. That would actually be a good fit. Yeah. Haley, the Warriors, and why?
Yeah. Obviously, it would be that's a goal. So we'll see. Honestly, I think it would be interesting to work with like the media team, so still a little bit more behind the scenes, but doing, I guess, more interaction with the players too, and staff. Same thing. Like I feel like it's more of like the person over the player. Like them being a player is incredible, but it would be awesome to get to know them as a person and like tell their story and tell their goals and how they've changed coming into the league and even before.
Yeah.
The easy answer for me would be the Lakers, but I'm not going to go down that path because everybody would know. Like ideally, if I really could, it would be the Lakers. I'd be the team president, and I would make them. We'd be great, and that would be an easy job for me, and it would be an easy answer. But if I'm being honest, I'd like to take on a challenge, and I'd want to do something big that kind of changes, like where like you'll know forever that person did this. And I think there's no better place for me than to run the New York Knicks and make the mecca of basketball again. That would be the challenge of a lifetime. Not to say that the Lakers would be easy, but I think the Lakers would be easier. There's so much to fix in New York that would be a challenge as team president to everything. New GM, new coach, I would blow the damn thing up and start over and make people respect Knick basketball again. And I think the league would love it. I think the country would love it. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the NBA is a better place when the Knicks are good.
Haley,
Like, not a joke. So I would take that challenge and would love to have it.
When the Knicks and the Bulls were going at it in the 90s, the NBA wasn't hotter, and it hasn't been hotter. When Jordan and the Knicks were going at it, when that Bulls team was winning championships and they were going against the Knicks, where every year we knew that these guys were going to be in the playoffs together, there wasn't a time where the NBA was hotter than that time. And it was some of the best times. And the NBA is at its best. And the Knicks and the Celtics and the Lakers are good. We can't have a situation where the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Lakers are whack, because that's bad for business.
Yeah.
As much as I am a huge Portland Trailblazer guy, because I dig Damian Lillard, but we can't have Portland, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota awesome, and the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Lakers whack. That's bad for business.
It's good for the league. It's good for parity. It's not good for the most important thing, which is the TV deals, which bring in all the revenue.
Right. So nobody in New York.
Like, let's be honest. And that's why I think the Knicks would be, and I think I could do good things in the Knicks. Like, I feel like I could just do it too. Like, I hit up James Dolan a couple of times. Like, dude, I will work for free. I want to help you. You can't be laughing at the Knicks. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to see it.
And
they have no, even looking forward, it's like, what is to come? Like, really, what's coming for them?
Yeah, like, look, RJ Barrett's nice. Julius Randle's good.
But Brunson,
but I'm not getting, Brunson was overpaid, but he's nice. Look, I think Brunson.
Yeah, he's great.
But that's not a team that's not striking fear into the Bucks. You're right. That's not striking fear into the Sixers. They're like, oh no, what are we going to do with Brunson and Barrett in the backcourt? Oh, like no one's nervous about that team. No offense to the Knicks and their Knicks fans. I feel like they could be so much better. And let's remember, first NBA game ever was the Knicks.
1947, the Knicks and the Raptors.
And Huskies.
Huskies,
yeah, Toronto team, yes. In Toronto, by the way. They're good. They got Masai. There's nothing I can do better than Masai. I know that. So that's why I'm saying I'll go to the Knicks. I know I can improve that team.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to go head-to-head with Masai. He's done too much. I'm not taking on that challenge.
He brought a championship to Toronto.
I'm good. He's good. He's good.
Golden. He absolutely is.
Yeah, he writes his own ticket now, and well-deserved, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, who do you think is the scariest athlete in history?
The scariest athlete in history.
And I think it could go many ways. It could go mental, like what was their mental strength? It could be just physical strength.
Well, when I think about athlete, I don't think about one specific sport. I think about an overall athlete. That this guy could do anything. And when I think about a guy who's the scariest athlete, with the exception of Chamberlain, I think had Bo Jackson been able to hold up, he was phenomenal. Bo Jackson was a guy who I was convinced when I was a young man that this dude could do anything. There was not anything that he could not do. I believe that if he would have tried out for the Chicago Bulls, or when he was playing, if he would have tried out for the Warriors, he could have made the squad. I believe that he was playing baseball, he could have done that. If he would have tried out for the Anaheim Ducks in hockey, he could have done that. I was convinced that this dude could do anything. There wasn't anything that I didn't think that he couldn't do. So not only that, he just looked like a guy who you just didn't want to mess with. Bo looked like a guy that if you saw him on the street, you're not looking at him going, I think I could take him. No, you're not thinking that. Absolutely not. You're looking at Bo going, that's somebody. I don't know exactly who he is, but that's somebody, and I'm not going to bother him, because I don't want any trouble with that guy right there. So the scariest athlete, no doubt about it, when I think about an overall athlete, it was Bo Jackson.
For me, I take that a little different. I take that question a little different. And so I'm going to answer with what my first kind of reaction was when you read it. And it's Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson could knock you out. Mike Tyson would bite off your ear. Mike Tyson would attack you in the street. You don't know what you were going to get from Mike Tyson. He just as easily could knock your head off or like bite your ear off. Yeah. What's scarier than that? A guy who could snap, right? Yeah. And was strong enough and just crazy enough that you didn't know. If you watched it, and I know before we started recording, we were talking a little bit about Tyson, and maybe that's why it was on my mind. But just think about this. You know how many fights he walked into that he'd already won?
All of them.
Before the bell rang, they were like
for his time.
Spooked.
Yeah.
And
most of his fights.
Nowhere near on this level. Nowhere near on this level. But I just remember this. My high school basketball team was phenomenal. And like we would go into other schools and just like we had like this whole, there was music. We had like a whole like routine that we did, like, and everybody on the team could dunk. Everybody on the team like could just do certain things that was just uncommon in those days for everybody to be able to do. And like you would see the other team, they wouldn't be warming up. They would stop and watch us. Right? It was over. The second we saw them sitting there just eyeing at how good we were, we're like, all right, how you want to win by 50 or 70 tonight? Like we knew. And now on a much, 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 much greater level, Tyson would walk in and you would see the guy going like, he would say all the right things. I'm gonna beat him. Like the opponent. You could see in his eyes, like they're done. They were done. Like they were like their mission was don't get hit, because if he coiled and sprung, you're done. And you've already won. You've already won. So that's I've said this a million times and I'll say it again. When Muhammad Ali looks me personally in the eye and says, that's the scariest man I've ever seen, I'm not arguing.
And to be honest with you, Tone, I can say the same thing about when Bo Jackson stepped up to the plate. There were plenty of pitchers going.
Pitchers knew, it's a hit.
Sure. And add that to the fact that we're talking about those 5'10", 190-pound defensive backs. You think he want anything to do with Bo Jackson? You see him coming downhill? No, I do not want to tackle
legs
that
the size of
right. I don't want to tackle that dude. I know one thing. You guys better come over here and help me because I'm going to get trucked. How am I going to tackle this guy? If I try to tackle him up high, he's going to truck me. He's going to run me right over. But if I try to clip
any
him,
man that could crack a bat over his head.
Can you imagine doing that like today, trying to crack a bat over your head? Come on, man. Absolutely not. No.
One in the comments, and I want to actually address this really fast. Okay, so I'm going to apologize to everybody right off the bat. We might have to blip off and then blip back on. Dub. Pay attention to the timer in the left-hand corner. But before we do that, Alan in the comments said The Undertaker as the scariest athlete. And let me just say this to your Undertaker. And if you don't know this guy, go Google him. Forget The Undertaker. Look up Papa Shango. Papa Shango, if you're talking wrestlers, was scary as like, I mean, I remember I was young going, you didn't get yet that it was fake. Man, Papa Shango was scary as hell if you're talking wrestlers. So just for whoever put The Undertaker, look up Papa Shango.
I'm just thinking about somebody that's 6'10" that'll choke slam
you.
He'll basically pick you up by your feet and choke slam you. That he's 6'10".
I did that.
Yeah, that's dangerous right there. I don't want to be around nobody like that. No.
And we roll his eyes in the back of his head and be like, wrist.
And I ain't scared of a lot of guys, but I'm looking at this dude going, yo, keep that dude away from me. Him away from me.
Hell yeah. And yes, Barry Bonds, absolutely. Let me just, we don't talk enough baseball. I get it. Yeah. But like anytime I see Barry Bonds' name, I got to bring him up because people keep saying, Barry Bonds, he used steroids. And no one can ever do this, but I challenge them anyways. I challenge you. Go take as many steroids as you want. Go take as many.
You can't do that. You can't
do what Barry Bonds did.
You cannot.
It's not as easy as, he took steroids. Trust me, that man was the best baseball player I've ever seen swing a bat. Stop it with the nonsense. Yeah. And keep in mind, he was hitting pitchers who were also using the juice. So come on. Let's anyways.
Well, I want to touch on, while we have a few minutes, hopefully we can get it figured out. But I want to touch on Kyler Murray. He signed his contract extension with the Cardinals, $230 million. And this is after kind of all the chaos of last season, scrubbing his Instagram and all the chaos that kind of happened at the end of the season. So I guess, and like they did well. They started off the season. Kyler's played pretty well. What is he, 24 now?
Yes.
24, I think. So I guess my question is, not only did he get paid a fair amount, But how will this affect now the rest of the quarterback market? And is this kind of just foreshadowing the fact that, now that these contracts are getting bigger and bigger every season, is this something that's fitting right now for Kyler and the Cardinals? Jay, what are you thinking about all of that going on?
I think that they got it right with Kyler Murray. Tony and I had this conversation a couple of days ago that, in business, when you fail fast. They drafted Josh Rosen. They realized that we got it wrong with this guy. And then they drafted Murray. Murray is their guy moving forward. So it's not a question of whether or not they have their quarterback. They have their quarterback moving forward. The problem that I'm having is when a quarterback makes more than 20% of the team's salary, they aren't very good. And that's just the way it is. And when I think about what Kyler Murray does for them, just overall, his ability to run, his ability to extend plays, his arm strength, he's one of the best in the game. Now, a lot of people give him a lot of flack about what happened last year in the playoffs. I mean, they got smoked by the Super Bowl champions. Now, he laid an egg, no question about that, but he is their guy moving forward. No, I see Kyler Murray as their franchise quarterback moving forward. But the fact that he's making the money that he's going to be making, it's going to be difficult for them to continue to keep good players around him. I don't know how much longer DeAndre Hopkins is going to be on the crew. I mean, first of all, he's going to miss 6 games. That's number one. Number two, they still got a running back situation that they have to shore up. And add that to the fact that AJ Green is gone. Not AJ Green, I'm sorry. Their wide receiver core, not AJ Green.
Christian Kirk.
That's who I'm thinking about. Christian Kirk.
Oh, and Hopkins is suspended for
right. Hopkins is suspended for 6 games, so he's out. He's going to be out for almost half the season. So they have some things that they have to shore up, and a lot of people are going to point to the fact that Kyler Murray signed this big contract, so he needs to produce, which is true, Tom. Because when you sign a contract like that, that's what this is all about. You're making all the money, so you're the guy that we're looking for to produce. But I think that they got it right with him, because what other option do they have? If they lose him, that means they got to start over. And to fail twice in 5 years, that's terrible.
What can I tell you?
Absolutely.
How many top 5 paid quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl?
Brady.
Incorrect.
Well, Brady. Wait a minute. None.
You mean
now that I'm thinking about it, none.
The answer is 0. No top 5 paid quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, none.
So Arizona and Kyler Murray better get their Super Bowl this year at home, which would be right in line with what's been happening the last couple of years with Tampa and then with the Rams. Because after that, once his money kicks in, ask Russell Wilson what happens. Ask any of the top 5 quarterbacks. Once the quarterback gets paid, because they get paid such astronomical amounts of money, you have to lose it somewhere else. And no top 5 cap hit quarterback wins the Super Bowl because they can't afford to get a defense or an offensive line or wide receivers or whatever it is that they lose because of that. That's what happens. That's the NFL isn't the NBA. It's not like a soft cap where you could go over and over and over it and over it and over it again. It's a hard cap. Mm-hmm. And there is way more parity in the NFL, which makes it so great. But that's why a team like, the 4-12 Bengals could be in the Super Bowl the next year. That's what makes the NFL great. The problem with that is you have to pay Kyler Murray. You have to, right? You can't let him go. I understand that. He's your guy. He's a great quarterback. He's a top, borderline for me, top 10. I am like they get 11, but top 10, maybe for sure top 15 in some people's top 10 quarterback in the league. You got to pay him. He's in the top half of the NFL. The problem is once you do, you're kind of, and I think he's the second highest paid quarterback once this kicked in.
260, yeah. So Tony, if that's true, if that's true, then are we done seeing Patrick Mahomes win Super Bowls? Are we done seeing?
What I said was, yeah. You got to hold on. I say wait and see, because he might be the exception. Maybe he's the guy that breaks that mold. But we did see they paid him. Mm-hmm. This year is the year that kicks in. Tyreek Hill is gone. Matthew is gone off of the defense. There was some other salary stuff. So did they get a better offensive line? I guess we'll wait and see. But they lost their best wide receiver. They lost their, I don't want to say their best defensive player, but definitely the heart and soul of that defense in the Honey Badger. So now what? We're going to see. Now we're going to see. Can he break the mold, or is it just going to be the same thing? And that's why, like, people, our producer today, Dub, shout out to Dub, appreciate you filling in for JD. He's like, oh, Patrick Mahomes top 5 already all time. And I always say, well, wait, he's had a top 5 first 4 years. Right. But if he never wins again, and how many excuses can we say that? He lost Tyreek Hill, oh, his offensive line. Oh, he didn't have a defense. Well, he took the $500 million. So, you have to deal with the consequences of that. The only positive that may occur is because he signs a long-term deal.
Which means the money can get spread out.
Which means the money is going to be spread out. But more so, what's going to happen is the salary cap is going to go up because TV revenues are getting better and salary cap is going to go up. Right. Other people now, like Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray, are going to take bigger deals. Right. And as that salary cap goes up, his number actually will look less crazy.
Which is nuts right there.
Which is nuts, right? $500 million less crazy. Right. But when his number comes down and he's like the 5th or 6th or 7th highest paid, and the salary cap has now caught up to his salary, they might be able to bring those pieces back in again. So he'll have another chance. Yeah, unless he reconstructs it and gets another raise. But
with that being said, Tone, I'm looking at this Arizona team, and even if they don't pay Kyler Murray, right? Let's say they don't go to 260. And they go to something, they go to something decent. Do you look at Arizona and think that, all right, this team could win the NFC West? I don't think that. I still think that it's them in Seattle at the bottom of the NFC West. That's first of all. Now, when I look at a guy like Patrick Mahomes and I look at his ability to make plays, I look at his ability to extend plays, his ability to make plays with his feet, right? I think that he's good enough to get them to a certain point, but you also need a lot of things to go your way, right? So, for example, that Kansas City team, I think that they avoided the injury bug for a long time. So you do need things like that to go your way. But the question is can Kelsey continue to perform? Now they got the guy from Pittsburgh, Schuster. They got him now. So with that being said, and now I will tell you this, Tone. Now, when you go from being a number 2 or number 3 wide out to being a number 1 wide out, it's your production. We're going to find out who you actually are. So when Schuster shows up in Kansas City and now more plays are ran for him, we're going to really see what kind of wide receiver he really is. Now,
it can go either way. Because one, if defenses focus on him and then it can go wrong. But we just saw last season, Cooper Kupp, who had been the second option at the wide receiver position for his first few years, behind, I think, Cooks, I believe, and some others.
Yeah.
Now becomes the number 1 target. Scheme's going to matter, but he becomes.
Wait a minute, though, Tone. They got a better quarterback, so that kind of helped.
And they upgraded the quarterback. Absolutely, they did. So you got a better quarterback, a great system, and he becomes now the number 1 target. Well, he wins the Triple Crown. So, hey, they already got the great quarterback. Mm-hmm. They already have a great coach in Andy Reid who can draw up schemes. Well, now let's see if he can now produce at that number 1 level.
Then it's interesting you mentioned that about Kyler Murray getting paid, because when you got guys that are getting paid and their money counts so much against the cap and you can't really improve the team, what does that say about a guy? What does that say about a guy like the guy in Baltimore, right? What about Jackson, who now he's up to get paid, and he's already lost Hollywood Brown, who I'm not a huge fan of, but he's already lost him. Now he's going to get paid coming up soon, and what's that going to mean for that crew? So to add to your point, when you just talked about Patrick Mahomes, this is a guy who I think he signed a $440 million deal. Well, he's going to get Jackson's going to get extended. Now Kyler Murray just got extended, and now we're looking at Patrick Mahomes' money, saying, well, you know what? They didn't really. I mean, they actually got a bargain on this deal. When in reality, they're going the other. They're going to end up. They can either stay right where they are, or they go the other way. And when I say go the other way, Tone, I mean this way, because his number's going to go down, which means TV money's going to go up, salary cap money's going to go up. So that means that they could build around him even more. Will he be the exception to the rule? That means that that's about everybody else too, Tone. That means that Jackson could be the exception to the rule too.
Could be.
Yeah.
Before we move on, can we fix someone who doesn't know anything about sports?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even
That's
going to
what we do
say
around here.
I'm not even going to say their name because it would be blasphemous to actual real regal royalty. So the KING Wisher says the Bears are the worst franchise in sports. So let's just time out. Yes, they're horrible. They're terrible right now. They stink. And his thing, well, they've never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards. Assuming that quarterback is all that matters. So let's be very clear. One, they're not even the worst team in NFL history. And just let me ask you a couple of questions to you who has no knowledge of the history of sports. What team in football, pro football history has the most wins? It's the Bears. What team has the second most professional football championships in professional football history? Number 2 all time. It's the Bears.
Not Super Bowls.
Not Super Bowls. No, because we didn't start in the Super Bowl. Like that's why I say you don't know history. So it's the Bears, number 2 all time.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that's not built on passing the ball. They're a team that has always been since 1920, has been a team that runs the ball and plays defense. Go look at how many defensive Hall of Famers they have. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. They've won 1. I can guarantee you there's teams that have been to 0 Super Bowls. To suggest that they're the worst team in sports history when they're not even the worst in their own sport because you don't like them or because you don't like me and you see that helmet, okay, is dumb. And that's all we're going to say about it. And now I'll say your handle, The King, you will be ignored for the rest of the show. Haley, please go ahead.
Okay. Glad we're on the same level there.
Are they bad? Are the Bears worse than Detroit?
Like, come on.
Are you serious right now? Come on. Are they worse than Cleveland?
Please.
I don't know about that, man.
They're bad, but
That's nuts right there to say that they're the worst in sports history. Do you know that the Clippers were a perennial doormat? The Los Angeles Clippers were they weren't.
Please,
they weren't.
Please don't use my city. Please don't use my city with that team. They're the San Diego Paperclips. Please
They
don't.
were a doormat for years. So, I mean, man, to say that they're the worst in sports history, I don't know about that. That's putting a lot on it right there. A lot.
They're terrible now. They can't draft a quarterback, sign a quarterback for the life of them, but it's still not the worst franchise. We're not even talking about other sports. Anyways, just continue. I can't.
okay. We can always do a show where we really get down to the nitty gritty of worst teams ever if we want to do that, but it's not the Bears. Moving over to Tampa Bay.
Cleveland just signed to a $230 million guaranteed contract. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so the Bucs they're getting a new tight end in Kyle Rudolph to pair with Tom, and I'm not exactly sure. I mean, Tom's unretired. He unretired. I'm not exactly sure how far we can see Tampa Bay going, but it's Tom Brady. So he has this new weapon on board with him. Gronk we're going to assume he's gone. I mean, Jay, what do you think? Is he gone for good, or is he going to unretire as well? Is that a trend on that?
If he was going to come back, he would have come back.
He doesn't have it in him. Yeah.
You've seen what happened when Tom got to Tampa. He immediately jumped on board. Like, absolutely, I'll go down there. He said if he would have got traded to the Detroit Lions, he was retiring.
I'm retiring. That's the worst.
He made it crystal clear that he was not putting on a Detroit Lions jersey. No. But I think Gronk is one of those guys who he tricks us, kind of like you talked about with Steph Curry, where you don't really think that that's him. Well, in Gronk, you see this meathead goofball, when in reality, Gronk is ridiculously smart. He's a very good businessman, and he sees life after football. So I don't think that he's looking at this saying, well, I'm going to come back for one more year. Well, what else does Gronk need to do? He's already regarded as the best tight end ever. In some circles, Gronk is regarded as the best tight end in NFL history. So with that being said, I'm arguably the best tight end in NFL history. Won a Super Bowl 4 times. I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. By the way, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Tone, not in football, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Gronkowski is a first ballot Hall of Famer. So I don't think that there's really anything else for him to do. And I think that he has other interests outside of football, and I don't think he's interested in coming back.
I will jump in because you know how I feel about the Hall of Fame and say 100% I agree. Gronk needs to be, if there's ever a first ballot Hall of Famer, Gronk is that guy. With the signing of Rudolph, I think, listen, I know Tom Brady likes his 2 tight end sets. Unfortunately, when he has 2 really good tight ends, unfortunately, something always, well, let's not talk about it, just doesn't seem to work out. However, a lot will depend on Rudolph and Braid's health. And I think that will dictate whether Gronk returns or not. I think the question was, how will Rudolph affect the team? And I think, look, I've said this before, there's 2, 3 good teams, maybe 4 good teams in the NFC. So he's got a good chance of making it to another. I can't even believe I'm saying this. He's going to be like 193 years old. And he has a really good shot. Like, his defense is improved. They signed my guy away from the Bears. Their offense, they put some pieces together. Godwin's going to come back. Evans is there. Now you got Rudolph and Brate, who I think is an underrated tight end, and you got Tom Brady. So why would Gronk come back? It doesn't make sense. Like I said, unless, like, they're not going 3 tight end sets. But if someone gets hurt, I'll see him come back. I like the Rudolph signing a lot. I think what he wasted last year in New York without a quarterback. Danny No Dimes. Can't call him Danny Dimes because you have to be able to make a pass. So he's now going to go play with Brady. So this guy, look how he's improved. He went from Cousins to No Dimes to Brady. He's the best quarterback he's ever seen in his life. He's
getting him on the back end.
He's getting Brady here, and he's still on the back. He should have a great year. He's
getting Brady on the back end.
For fantasy players, that is your sleeper tight end 2. If you need someone on
your, who are these teams in the NFC? Like you said, maybe 3, maybe 4. So in the NFC East, who's the team?
You got the Bucks, the Rams,
the Styles,
the Rams, the Packers, and borderline the Cardinals.
Borderline the Cardinals.
I think other than those 4 teams, and even those 4 teams have question marks. Other than the Rams, I think, who got better.
Right.
Other than even the teams I mentioned, the Packers have question marks because they lost Devontae Adams. Mm-hmm. Who's going to step up, if anybody? Now, they still have I think that I still love their running back tandem of Dillon and Jones. I love that tandem. Their defense, I think, is going to be as good, if not better, than last year. So, but there's still question marks because they don't have who's their number 1 wide receiver. Who else did I mention? The Bucks. Well, heck, is Brady ever going to have his downturn? I don't know. Can they return? I don't know. There's question marks. Not say they're going to be bad, but I think they're going to be good. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray. What Kyler Murray are we going to see? Like, what without DeAndre Hopkins? Again, he's lost his number 1 wide receiver at least for the first 6 weeks. So there's a question mark there. What was the other team I said? The Packers, the Cardinals, the Bucks.
You didn't say anybody in the
Rams. And the Rams. Oh, okay, yeah. So the other 3 teams, they have question marks.
In the NFC East. You didn't mention anybody.
No, I didn't. Why would I?
No Philly, no Washington, no Giants.
There's too many questions. My point is they have even more question marks, right? Are the Giants going to be good? I have no idea. Is Saquon Barkley going to be healthy? Is Daniel Jones going to take a step up? I don't know. The Eagles, can Jalen Hurts play quarterback? He's got the weapons. We know he can run. Can he play quarterback? If he does, the Eagles are going to be scary as all. Like I was about to cuss. They're going to be scary if he can. But who else is in the? Who else? Dallas, I guess. But again, Dallas is always a question mark.
Shake your head again, Haley, because you're absolutely right.
Right, like Dallas. Like you say Dallas.
Anytime you say Dallas, I'm out. I don't care.
Yeah, that's all I am too.
I'm out.
No, I'm sorry.
Let's be honest with Washington. Right? Carson Wentz will be hurt by week 5, and we're gonna see Tyler Heineke and be like, I hope he can, make a good run. So I'm not really concerned. I'm not saying they're going to be bad. Like, listen, you can't only have 4 winning teams. There's going to be teams that win some games.
Right.
But if we're talking about Super Bowl aspirations, that's the 4. Like, are the Eagles going to the Super Bowl?
I don't think that they are. I do think that they're going to.
I like the Eagles.
They'll be better. They'll be better. Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll be better, but
I think they're going to be better. But they got to feature Devontae a little bit more in that offense than they did last year. If they feature Devontae more in that offense this season than they did last year, I think that they're going to be a lot better. I think that you're underrating Jalen Hurts, Tone. I think that he's a lot better than you're giving him credit for. I don't know what your issue with it.
I don't have an issue. I'm properly rating him because I'm saying I don't know. He hasn't played enough yet to tell me can he be a quarterback that leads a team to a Super Bowl.
I mean, last year
I know he can run at an elite level.
His first year as a starter.
Can he? Exactly. So can he play quarterback at an elite level or great level to get his team to Super Bowl? I don't know that yet. It's a question mark. That's all I'm saying. It's a question. I like Jalen Hurts. I like running quarterbacks. Unfortunately, none of them ever win a Super Bowl.
Steve Young.
How about Lamar? How are you feeling about Lamar?
Steve Young. You're right. Steve Young. Yes. I should give him his. Yeah. Absolutely.
Are you a Lamar fan or are you not?
I love Lamar Jackson.
You too.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback that everyone disrespects.
Maybe my favorite quarterback right now. Yeah, but Ravens again. That's a whole nother issue. Let's see. What was the question? What's up, Nick? Nick has a super chat. He said, is it ridiculous to say Tyrod over Daniel Jones?
Tyrod Taylor over Daniel Jones? Yes, that is ridiculous. I think Daniel Jones is a better quarterback than Tyrod Taylor.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Of course you don't think so, but
I don't, and here's why. I told you last week, and I showed you the statistics thanks to my friend Colin Cowherd that proved my point that Baker Mayfield was the worst quarterback in the NFL last year. He ranked below 30 on almost every statistical category. And there's only 32 teams. This year for my SB awards, my Fluent awards for worst quarterback, it's going to be Daniel Jones. And I'm telling you right now, he will be the worst quarterback in the NFL. And by worst quarterback, let me clarify, because people will, when this gets clipped, hopefully they'll come back and listen to my definition. When I say worst quarterback in the NFL, my definition is this. Can any other starting caliber quarterback, not a backup, starting, come into that situation and win just as many games? And if the answer is yes, every other starter, so the 20 legit starters in the NFL could come and do that, you're the worst quarterback in the league. And that's what Baker Mayfield was last year. That's what Daniel Jones will be this year. And the Giants will probably be kicking themselves in the butt that they didn't fail fast enough and didn't bring in someone. Maybe they bring in, Jimmy Garoppolo's now been given permission to seek a trade. Maybe they fix that. And this is a non-discussion. But as of right now, I think he's the worst quarterback in the league.
And I have to disagree with you, Tone, because again, about what I said before, that the Giants have not done a good job of building the unit around him and putting him in a position to be successful. Now, I already know how you feel about quote unquote Butter Mayfield. I already know how you feel about him, and the numbers prove it. All right, I can get with that logic. The numbers prove it. But Daniel Jones, being the athlete that he is, I mean, don't get me wrong. I did see him run for 90 yards and then basically get tripped up at the goal line. I did see that. That was nuts. But
sometimes that 5-yard line does jump out and grab you.
That just came out of nowhere. But with that being said, I like a lot of his skill set, and I don't think that they've honed his skill set enough to give him an opportunity to be successful. I like his delivery. I like his knowledge of the game. He went to Duke. He's a smart guy, so he knows the game, and I think that he can pick the offense up. They not only can he pick the offense up. Don't forget, Tone, what's this, their third coach in 4 years? So not only is this their third coach in 4 years, this is his third different offense. What it reminds me of when Alex Smith was with the 49ers. He had 5 different offensive coordinators, and he didn't become that guy that we thought that he would be until he got Norm Stewart. So when I think about Danny Dimes, I'm thinking if we can put this guy in a position where he can be successful. I know what the numbers say, but in this particular situation, I'm going off of what I see. I don't do this a lot because I care about not only the eye test, but I also care about production. And your eye test tells me that he looks awesome. His production tells me something the complete opposite. So I would like to see him in a better situation so I can properly evaluate him where we could give him better wideouts. He's going to get Saquon Barkley back. So now I can get a better idea of who this guy really is. I'm not ready to say that he's the worst quarterback in the game yet. No, I'm not ready to say that.
So here's the thing. Do you know what all his talent and $7 gets you? A grande blonde vanilla latte at Starbucks. Why do I say that? Because talent tricks you guys. Talent tricks you. You know who's a super talented quarterback, who was athletic, was mobile, could make every single throw from every single angle, had a cannon for an arm, was really smart. Like, people don't give him credit because he didn't talk a lot, but when he did, he understood the X's and O's of the game. Crazy, like so good. His name was Jay Cutler. What? You know, Jay Cutler, you know, the one who has more playoff wins than Tony Romo, yet we love Tony Romo because he was undrafted. Jay Cutler had all the talent in the world, but he had a bunch of bad offensive coordinators. They bounced around coaches on him. He went from Denver to Chicago. Go look at his laundry list of QB coaches and offensive coordinators that he had. Okay, that can screw up a talented quarterback. The Giants have already, to the point you've made a couple of times, coaches already said, we didn't do him any favors. We screwed this kid up. Some guys just don't recover from that. I think of another quarterback, David Carr, goes to the Houston Texans as, I believe, their first quarterback in franchise history, if memory serves me correctly. He gets sacked about 12,000. Third quarterback, 12.
No, second. I think for 3 straight years he led the league in sacks.
There you go. He had 12,000. He got sacked 12,000 times. That every time he saw a pass rush, his PSD kicked in and he just fell like a turtle to the floor. There's just certain things you can't recover from. So yeah, maybe part of it is bad coaching, new coaches, changing of the system, new terminology, all that stuff. And it's unfortunate because maybe he is a talented quarterback. He probably is. But I think we all knew when he got drafted 6th overall, I've said this before, everybody was like, oh, really? That seems high for him. Well, maybe like, does he have that what is it, that intestinal fortitude to come back from that? I haven't seen it. So we'll see. But as of right now, you're hoping he turns it around. I'm going by what I see. And what I see is,
I think this is, I will tell you this. I will tell you this, Tone. This is the last go around. I think we're in year 4 I think we're going into year 4. If we don't see a significant improvement, I do think that the Giants go in a different direction. I do believe that.
This is the last opportunity to do something or
see, it's different. It's different, Haley, in pro basketball. And Tone and I have had this conversation. When I see by year 5, I believe this is who this guy is.
Yeah.
In pro basketball,
and typically that is who they are. Like if you look at their averages, pretty accurate.
That's
exceptions,
right. And when you say exceptions, Tone, there are guys who are going to have better seasons moving forward. But by year 5, this is who you should expect to see.
Yeah.
This is what you should expect to see from this guy. In pro football, I feel the same way with quarterbacks. Like around year 4, year 5, this is who this guy is. So if this guy is 3,500 yards, 4,000 yards, if he's 26 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, by year 4 or year 5, you're not going to get your doors blown off and see this guy throw for 5,000 yards every other season. That's not going to happen. No, what you just saw this last season or what you saw this year, this is what you should expect moving forward from this guy. So I think that this is a pivotal year for Daniel Jones, that if he can't turn it around and we don't see a significant improvement, we got to move in another direction.
Yeah, we got to see him show up.
Or just sort of last, does Dable kind of buy Jones 2 years?
No,
or
Tone.
Get it this year or you're out.
And the reason why I don't think so is because of him already telling us that, we screwed this kid up. So if we don't see some significant improvement after this season, we have to cut bait that, listen, we already screwed him up. And there's no way that we're going to make this thing better, despite everything that we put around him. Because I think Saquon Barkley, barring any injuries, I think he could be an all-pro back. Now, if you get Saquon Barkley, I do think that he could be an all-pro back. So if you get him healthy and he can become what I think he can become, and Daniel Jones doesn't make significant improvements, then we got to cut bait, because everything that we're going to see, we already seen it.
But what if reality is Saquon Barkley gets hurt again, and he doesn't have that running game, and he just has an average year. He's still cut bait? Because I'm being realistic. Like to say that,
right?
If Barkley stays healthy for the full season and hasn't, sure. When has he done that since his rookie season?
Well, that's where that's where you as a GM, that's where you as a scout have to do your job. Tone, you know this better than I do. What's the average pro career for a running back? 3 years.
3 years.
So we are in year 3 now with Barkley. So if he breaks down again,
are we in year 4? I think we're in year 4.
I know he missed the year before because of the ACL. I know he missed last year because of the ankle injury. Now I think we're going into year 3. You know, Tony, we are going into year 4. I'm sorry. So this is year 4. If we get another season-ending injury from him, that'd be 2 season-ending injuries in 3 years. We got to start looking in another direction because this isn't our guy. We have to. And that's where GMing comes in. That's where scouting comes in. That's where things like that come in because we can't just sit behind and hope that this dude gets better. That's not going to happen. That's not going to. In fact, not only is it not going to, it's not the recipe. That's going to get us fired.
Well, hold on. He came into the league in 2018. So there was 19, 18, 19, 20, 21.
So we in year 5 now.
We're
going into year 5. Right.
So I don't know. Listen, I know that it's easy to say this looking back. If you had a time machine and you could only do this, do you not pick someone else other than Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones in those drafts?
Man, Tone, if I think back to those drafts and who did the Giants pass on to take Saquon Barkley? I mean, they took him with the number 2 pick. And who did they take with the number 1 pick? Baker Mayfield. I don't think the Giants are taking Baker Mayfield. I don't think that they would look back and go, I'd rather have Baker Mayfield than Saquon Barkley right now. I don't think that they would rather do that. No. So, and when I think about Daniel Jones, I think we're going into year 4 now with him. So it depends on who was in front of him. And again, we still don't know who he is yet, Tone. So we got to give this guy, we got to give him some time. And I think this year I need to see a significant improvement. Otherwise, I'm out.
So Saquon was you said he was number 2? Yeah, I went Baker and then Saquon. So they turned down. So you look at who went after. Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith.
I got a man crush on Roquan, by the way. Let me put that out there. I do.
Okay.
I'd be lying if I said I do. I got a man crush on Roquan. I'm a big fan of guys who get to the football. And Roquan is a guy, he gets to the football. So I'm putting it out there. I do.
You know, I shared this with the guys on Gridiron a little while ago. Roquan is the first player since Ray Lewis to have, I believe, 300 plus tackles in his first. Oh, here it is. I'm glad I found it. Last 2 players with 300 plus tackles and 30 plus tackles for loss in a 2-year span in NFL history. I
think he led the
Roquan Smith in 2021.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis in 99-2000.
I think he's in the top 3 in the league. I think he's in the top 3 in the past 3 years. I think he's been in the top 3 in the league or top 5 in the league in tackles. Roquan Smith gets to the football. Wow. Yes, he does.
So there were some players. There were some players there. And then who we talking about? Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones, we know, I believe, went 6th, correct?
Mm-hmm. He went 6th to the Giants.
So who could they have had after Daniel Jones?
Who did the Giants pass on?
Who did the Giants pass on? Let's see. So Daniel Jones, we're going to have to take Hey, Haley, feel free to fill her while I pull this list up.
No, you're good. Honestly, we'll get into the quick draft after this. And then
we'll do the draft? Nice.
Do you want to do it? Should we do it? I know a couple of people were asking for it, but I don't even know how they knew. Maybe we said something about it, but
they knew that we were doing a draft?
Yeah, somebody said, let's do the draft.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, let's
never mind. They said mock draft. They were talking about something else.
Oh, they want to do like a fantasy mock draft?
Yeah, but we can we'll definitely set that up.
What year was he drafted?
Let's see. We're going into the 2022 season. I think Daniel Jones came in 19. He came in the year after Barkley.
Okay, so here we go. So Daniel Jones. So who went after Daniel Jones? Josh Allen, the linebacker. TJ Hawkinson, Ed Oliver, Devin Bush. Pretty lackluster after him. So okay, fair enough.
Right.
But maybe they picked someone else. I don't know. Anyways.
I think they moved up, Tone, to get him.
Did they? Oh, there you go.
I think the Giants moved up to get him.
Does that ever work?
Moving up to get a guy? Yeah, the 49ers moved up to get Jerry Rice. That absolutely works. No doubt about it.
I've been burnt with Mitch Trubisky and so far with my new guy. But anyway.
You wasn't burnt though, Tone. Here's the problem. The problem is, and we've had this conversation 1,000 times. I want to choke. Oh my God. Tone, young quarterbacks are screwed up more often than they pan out. And the reason why.
Hold on. Time out. Do you know how much I know you liked it. You liked the trade because we gave all our picks to your damn 49ers.
Right.
To move up one spot. Do you think the number 2 pick was going to be Mitch Trubisky by anybody else, and we couldn't have waited until number 3 and kept those draft picks?
The thing, though, Tone, the problem
we were dumb.
You were dumb.
Thank you. We were right. Thank you. We were dumb. Thank you.
You were dumb. However,
you're happy because your GM fleeced us. That's why you're happy.
He did. He absolutely did. But with that being said, Tone, you knew Trubisky was a project. He started 12 games coming into the pros.
That's
so
why
he basically had
trade
one
up.
season.
That's why you don't need to trade up.
No, that's not why. That's not true, Tone. If this is your guy, you have to develop him. That doesn't mean
but if you're at 3, you don't trade up to 2 to take a guy that's unproven. That's a project. No one was taking him. No one was taking him.
Y'all got tricked into taking him.
Come on, no one was taking him.
Y'all got tricked in.
Someone in the 49ers camp said, hey, there's these other teams calling us. They want to move up to pick up Mitch. What do you think? And listen, people forget this because they saw how good Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes became. But let's be honest, if you go back and that draft year, Mitch Trubisky was actually very highly touted. Hugh Jackson told us in the war room in Cleveland the executives for the Browns wanted them to take Trubisky first overall, and they fought and ended up with Myles Garrett. Just think about that. They had to fight to draft Myles Garrett over Mitch Trubisky.
Passing on Myles Garrett. Oh my God, that would have been a disaster. Everybody's fired. Not just everybody is fired. Everybody.
All right. Dub, I don't know if you're awake. Dub, are we ready to do our draft, our NBA under 25 draft?
And I have a little graph, so I'm going to write them down so that we can at the end post whose is whose, and everyone can vote whose they like.
All right. So, here, Dub's going to pull it on screen. We're getting high tech with our stuff here. So Dub's going to bring it on screen. We need an order so Dub can get started. So here we go. Odd man. We're gonna do paper, rock, scissors. Odd person goes first. Ready? Go. Oh, she's first. All right, I'll go third. Go ahead. So it's gonna go Haley.
Oh,
Jay,
I'm first? Oh,
yeah.
All right. Let's see if it's ready.
It's ready. I see Dub's on it.
With the first pick in the 22, 25 and under NBA draft, Haley selects.
Host Haley selects.
Okay, I'm gonna take Luka as my point guard.
Luka.
With the number 1 pick, Haley selects Luka Doncic.
From Slovakia. Oh, sorry, from the Dallas Mavericks. I guess we should say
the Dallas Mavericks. Nice. I like it.
Oh, yes.
With the second pick in the 22 NBA draft, 25 and under, Jay selects Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Well, good, because you left me my favorite player.
With the third pick in the 2022 25 and under NBA draft, Tone selects
Ja Morant.
Ja Morant from the
I saw
Memphis
that
Grizzlies.
That's good.
And let's see, as we turn it around, I will take. I'm reaching on this one, but I'm not going to let him get away. I'm going to take potential here because he's healthy this year. With my second pick, I will take my power forward and most dominant player in the next 7 years, Zion Williamson.
From the new. I was going to take him. So
yeah,
I'm going to take Trae Young.
That's a good pick right there.
At my center, I think I'll take Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton. All righty, I like it. Mm-hmm.
You get 2 picks.
Yeah, brings right back to you, Haley.
Draft.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. At my shooting guard position, I'll take Devin. I'll take Book.
Devin Booker. I don't think Devin Booker's under 25. I think he's older than 25.
I don't
Is
think
he 25? Oh,
Yes.
You're right. He isn't.
I do not think
Try again.
Is he a shooting guard?
Who?
Anthony Edwards.
No, you can't take him.
Anthony Edwards is a shooting guard. And the reason why you can't take him because Tone wants him. That's why. That's why you can't take him.
Okay. I
Because
can't remember. I
Tone
couldn't
wants
remember.
You
if
can
he
take
played
him.
power
I
forward.
just yes.
Okay.
Anthony,
Oh yeah, no, he's gone now. He's
Mhm.
mine.
he's yours. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with my shooting guard. I'm gonna go with Mr. RJ Barrett.
Okay, I like it.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with another big. I like my big fast team. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Bam Adebayo.
Bam Bam.
No, he's not under 25.
Yes,
Is he? I think he's 25.
Are you sure?
No,
Isn't it 25 and under?
It is 25 and under.
No, under 25. Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, it was an NBA under 25 because you said I couldn't pick
under
book.
25, so he's
My
out.
book is 25 and Bam's
Uh-huh.
25. Okay. Then I'll
Yeah.
go in a different
He's
direction. That's fine. I'm gonna go in a different direction. I'm gonna take John Morant's gonna play off ball, and I'm gonna have LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball is your
My
lead
point
guard.
for me.
Well, let's see. I already got my lead guard. I got my two guard. I got my small forward in Jason Tatum. I need a dirty work guy, right? I need a big that's a dirty work guy. So I'm gonna go with Mr. Robert Williams from the Boston Celtics.
Oh, how old is he? Like 23, 24? I like it. That's a good pick.
Oh wait, hey, you can't have. Sorry. Oh wait, is my pick after LaMelo?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's me again. I'm sorry, my bad. Let me see.
wait.
So,
Oh wait, is
You
it?
didn't-
Yeah.
It is. You only picked once, Tone. That's right.
I'm sorry. Yes, I go again.
LaMelo Ball is your guy.
Okay, so I got
Correct.
LaMelo.
Mhm.
Who do I got? I'm just looking at my list back here. I got Ja, Zion, LaMelo.
Mhm.
Let's see. Who else do I want? Want to go big or do I want to go small?
Mhm.
I am gonna go. You know what? Let me go with. I'm gonna take Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham is your lead guard. I like it. Yeah.
Be good.
I'm gonna go with Robbie Williams. That's my 5.
I think. Dang. I guess I'll take Brandon Ingram as my small forward.
I like that. I do like Brandon.
That's a nice
Ingram.
He's my guy. I love him.
Buckets. Yes, sir. He is buckets. Mhm. Back to you, Haley.
Oh, okay. My last at my power forward spot. I think that's all I have left. I'll take. I'll take. Who? I'm trying to even think. Who's is Bane? Bane is a shooting guard, right?
Mhm.
Desmond Bane.
Yep.
It's a shooting
Okay, I'll
guard.
take Michael Porter Jr. He's a power forward, right? Okay.
MPJ.
I'll seal it
They got
off
him-
there.
They got him listed. They got him listed at the 4. But
Okay. I got a big team. They're all pretty big guys.
I think he's Reggie Miller. I think he a bigger version of Reggie Miller. That's who I think.
Oh,
MPJ
okay.
is. So,
Yeah.
well, I already got my dirty work guy in my 5 man. I got my distributor and playmaker in Trae Young. I got my buckets in. You have
RJ.
Jason Tatum and RJ. I got my
JT.
buckets and Jason. So now what I need is somebody that's going to stretch the defense. Not only stretch the defense, I need somebody that's going to lock up also. So I'm going to keep Robert Williams, and I'm also going to take Jaren Jackson Jr.
Ooh, I like that. I like that pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a well-rounded team. Okay.
All right. So I'm going back and forth, to be honest with you. For my man in the middle, I'm torn between Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, but I think I'm gonna go with do I want Evan Mobley?
That's who I
Yes,
wanted.
I'm gonna go with Evan Mobley
That's who I
as
wanted.
my
Good pick.
man in the middle.
I forgot him.
And now what I will do, sorry that I'm turning my back on you guys, but here we go. I'm just gonna read out the teams and let's get the chat. I don't know if we're gonna have a poll up, so you're just gonna have to maybe put it in the comments. I don't know if we can do it, but let's see. So Haley's got Luka at the 1, Anthony Edwards at the 2, Brandon Ingram at the 3, Michael Porter Jr. I'm assuming at the 4, or Ingram and Porter switched.
Wait. I have a question. After you summarize, can I say why I like my team?
Absolutely.
idea.
Make your
Okay,
case.
I'm gonna summarize
I'm gonna read out the teams. We're gonna make our cases,
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
the chat's gonna vote.
I like it.
And then the
Okay.
chat's gonna vote. And then DeAndre Ayton, highly overrated in the middle. Then we got
Highly.
then we got Chill. Then we got Chill. I don't know what that word is. Chilltown. It's CHLTWN. Dub. If you want to fix that.
He probably couldn't fit more.
Yeah. So
more
he's got Trey at the 1, RJ Barrett at the 2, Tatum at the 3, Robert Williams and Jaren Jackson in the front court. It's easier for me to do that. My team is gonna run circles.
Young guys.
I'm gonna run circles around these guys because I got all my point guards. John Morant, LaMelo Ball, Cade Cunningham in my backcourt, with Zion, the most dominant player on this draft, and Evan Mobley at the 5.
We serving y'all.
So let's go. So Haley, you pick first. Make your case for your case for your team.
Okay, I like my team because it kind of stands out from what we see a lot of now. My team is big, but a lot of them can shoot. I got Luka kind of controlling the floor, and I think that, I think Ant and Luka can just dominate. I think Michael Porter can shoot us out. DeAndre is just going to hang there under the basket, be ready for anything from those awesome passes from Luka. And Brandon Ingram I just love him. I think he can fit into many systems and do what he's asked to. He doesn't have to be that personality that like runs everything, but he can in case he has to. So that's my team. Yep.
Well, I went in a little different direction. Basically, what I did was I updated the software. So I got a modern point guard who plays in the traditional sense in Trey, who's a primary distributor. He averaged almost 10 assists. So he's going to get everybody involved. I got a guy in RJ Barrett, and I got a guy in Jason Tatum, who 2 fast athletic wings who I can get buckets from whenever I need. And now, in order for me to compete, because I'm already going to be able to compete, but for me to have a chance to win, I need dirty work guys, because I can't just have guys who are just going to outscore people. I need a rim protector. So I got 2 of them. Not only do I have a rim protector, I got Jaren Jackson, who can also defend on the wing. I think that he needs to get a little smarter as a defender, and I think that he will, but I think my team serves your boys.
I'm having a hard time with your teams being able to defend the speed in which my team is going to get up and down the court. And you have 3 ball handlers who can pass, who can score, who can defend, and then Zion Williamson is going to be a problem. He might snap Brandon Ingram in half. And when I look at your teams, they're good. I'm not saying your teams aren't good. Your teams are good, but you've got holes. When you got a guy like Robert Williams, okay, he's a good defender, but he's a liability on offense. You have a guy like Michael Porter Jr. Nice, not a star. But on my team, it's literally star-studded, top to bottom, that is just straight buckets. And I don't see how you can.
But no vets. Do you struggle with the fact that there's 0 vets on your team?
Well, not only no.
Who's the vet? Zion?
Don't need no vets.
Not only no vets.
You know why? Because they got me coaching. Don't need
how about this?
No.
Tone, you got all stars. Would that constitute as a super team that you have over there?
Yeah.
If there was such a thing as a super team, that would be it.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what that sounds like to me.
Listen, in this league, you need stars to win.
Mm-hmm.
They said that your team is going to get served on defense, Fluent. Literally all bad defenders.
No. See, here's the thing.
But I don't have.
We can't listen. We can't even listen to the chat because we know it's a popularity contest. And when it comes to the 3 of us, I'm not even third. I'm like 7th out of the 3 in the popularity contest. So let's be honest. My team's stacked.
All right. I like this. I'll sum this up and then we can all vote. Sacred Gaming said best team Haley. Thank you. Favorite team Fluent, but the team I would choose to run with is Chill. So there we go. We all got some love there.
Sure.
Tone just can't. Tone, I'm telling you. Tone is.
I know. This is how I know it's a popularity contest. I once posted, Jay and I did a draft of like best defensive players, and like I had by far the best defensive team, and everyone's like, "Oh, Chill's gonna win." And I asked the people in the comments, "Why'd you pick Chill?" And they're like, "Because I like him better than you." And I'm like, "See, that's."
Yeah. Well, you do say you always win drafts, so here we go. Here's one.
That's why I told. That's why we don't like you, because we can't stand you. That's why we ain't picking your team. Not because your team ain't awesome. No, we just don't like
awesome. Listen, I am telling you, I would be a great team president or GM. I'm not kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Keyshawn said Fluent's team won't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, but then the other guy understands my team is the 2023 All-Star team. You're absolutely correct.
There we go.
My team is built to last.
Yeah, to be honest, if I had to vote,
you'd pick my team. I think yours.
Well, I feel like mine's just not well-rounded enough. I feel like JT, Trey, like there's a I guess enough of everything, versus mine is just, I don't know. I feel like I need some more on defense, but that's okay. It was a good draft.
Yeah, we got to find out. We're gonna do some more. You know what? For the guys in the chat, guys and girls in the chat, give us some more ideas, because I want to do more drafts, because I like that stuff. I think it's fun.
I like that too.
But I want to do different ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're all saying if I had gotten.
Oh, if you had Scotty Barnes, it would have been a wrap.
Scotty Barnes, yeah.
I was trying to find a way to put him on my team, but I was like, there's just I don't have him over any of those four guys, even though he won Rookie of the Year over Mobley.
That's what I was thinking, but you know, it's all right.
No. He's better than Porter Jr.
Right now, Tom?
I'm taking Scotty Barnes over Michael Porter Jr. Yeah.
Barring health. Barring any health issues, you going with MPJ over Scott? You going with Scotty Barnes?
No, why does he not? Does MPJ not have health issues?
He does.
So why would I ignore them?
Yeah,
he does have health issues. So, but he didn't have any health. Not this season that just passed. I'm talking about
coming up.
He didn't have any health issues when they was in the bubble. Going into before the bubble and the rest of that season, he didn't have any health issues. He was balling.
Yeah.
In fact, he was the one who said in the bubble, "Yo, y'all need to involve me more in the O. I can appreciate what Joker is doing. I can appreciate what Murray is doing, but y'all need to involve me more in the O."
Yeah. Listen, I will say this: Bubba G cuts. We're gonna definitely do. I think the next draft, players over 30. I like give some love to us. Give some love to us old timers. All right, we got that. That's in. That's the next draft. You got it. Do you have anything else?
Write it down.
What time is it? Have we gone long?
Yeah, we went real long. So we'll end it here for today, just so we can get Dub off and give them a break. But yeah, that was great. We'll definitely do that. I also wrote down mock draft. I think that was NFL, so we can add those in next week.
Are we gonna do like a when the NFL we can do a mock draft, or we can do like a fantasy draft?
Ooh, we should definitely do that. We could do that. Is it too early? Should we save that till like?
I'm not very good at fantasy football. In fact, I don't play fantasy football.
Perfect.
Really?
Perfect.
We should do it. We definitely should do it then.
I might get it. I might get a win just because I'm the only one that plays. I'm the damn commissioner of my league.
I'll be lying if I said that.
I was too.
I don't play fantasy football. I suck. I'm
you can't really be.
Our draft went so fast. Just so you know, Dub just messaged me. He's like, if you guys want to do the over 30, we could do that right now.
No, we'll do that one on Tuesday.
But no, okay. So we could do. You want to do like just a mock NFL draft, like a team. We'll do like quarterback, running back, tight end, 2 wide receivers, and like an O line. You pick a team.
I'm feeling.
I like that. I also, here's another idea for a mock draft, because I like the idea where we were kind of going back to teams like past draft classes, and then like we should do a redraft. Like, okay, if we were going back,
okay.
You pick a team and then you redraft. Yes.
You want to pick a year and redraft like the top 10, or like pick a team?
And we're not doing 2018 with Baker Mayfield. We'll start right there. We'll start the conversation right there. We're not doing 2018 with Baker Mayfield. So.
Not that the teams would ever finish in the same order, but have you ever, whether it was, because you're a Warriors fan, Jay, I don't even know, are you
Miami
guy?
I haven't had a team.
I know you don't really have a team, but who was like
when I was a kid? When I was a kid, I was a big Philly fan. They had Doc and Moses. I was a big Philly fan.
Okay.
So have you ever gone back and looked at your team's draft and just kind of, because I do this with the Lakers, I do it with the Raptors too, because people ask up here and we go through it a lot. But have you ever gone back and been like, oh, they picked this person, but had they just picked this person and then the next year this person, how the team would have looked different? Because like I remember we were having a discussion about how like the Raptors couldn't pick Allen Iverson, even though they won the draft lottery. They signed that stupid deal that the expansion teams couldn't have the first overall pick. It was the only time it ever happened in NBA history that someone agreed to that dumb rule.
Right.
So they lose out on Allen Iverson and they end up having to pick Marcus Camby. They could have picked someone else, but then you look at that team, like they would have had like, I think I believe someone put it together. Like they could have had Allen Iverson, Vince Carter,
Tracy McGrady,
and they put in this team. Like, well, if they would have had Allen Iverson, they wouldn't have finished so low. They wouldn't have had that draft pick. Right. But it's interesting to see, like, had they finished there, the type of teams they could have had. Like, man. But anyways, well, yeah, I guess we should do stuff like that. That's fun.
Kind of like Jordan taking Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and passing on Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard. Oh my God!
Or like the Fultz thing. Oh, we got one super chat.
How about the Kings? Before we get to the last super chat, and that would be the last question of the day. How about the Kings passing on everyone? Luka
forever, all of history.
All right,
yeah,
now
that's
go ahead.
Painful. One last thing from Dorian. He said, "Could y'all build an all-time All-Star weekend from dunk contest to three-point contest to skills challenge to the All-Star game starters?"
Yes.
So, like hypothetical, how we would run that, which is a great idea. I'll write it down.
100%.
Sure.
That is next week. That is on.
Absolutely.
Be sure to be here. We're building that just for you.
Skills competition, dunk contest. Oh yeah.
Like when you say, let me get some clarity here. That would be Anthony K. Fluent to Def Jeff. Sorry, I'm having my own jokes with the comments. Are we picking like who the 4 contestants would be in a dunk contest? Like our dream matchup? Is that what we're doing?
The altar. So we doing
here are the 4 dunkers. Here are the 4 3-point shooters.
Oh, I like that.
From since the All-Star game started in '85. Yeah.
So all-time, I'm on these 4 in the dunk off. These in the 3-point. These 4 in the skills challenge, and here's the All-Star starters. East and West. Oh yeah, I like that a lot.
That would be awesome. Yes, sir. I'm definitely down to do that. No doubt. Yeah.
And Keyshawn had one last question. I just want to get to it, so he doesn't think we skipped over him. Question before y'all get off. Katie left to go to Golden State in 2016. In the 2016 offseason, what was y'all's prediction on the Thunder for the upcoming season? Did y'all have them making the playoffs?
I did not. I did not think that they were going to make the playoffs. I thought KD's departure was going to wreck them. I didn't think that. Not even close. I thought they were a lottery team, and I don't mean like at the bottom of the lottery. No, I thought that they were going to be like Sacramento bad. Minnesota bad at that time. I didn't think that they were going to be, because Russell Westbrook at that point hadn't shown me that. I mean, he showed me that he could be that he could be the guy, but he hadn't shown me that you could throw a team on your back and take them to the playoffs. No, he had not shown.
Yeah, no, I'm with Jay. Like, I didn't like. I listen, I get it. There was some financial issues there, but I didn't like when they let is a strong word, but when they let James Harden go. But I was like, okay, as long as they have KD, they have Russ, they'll be fine. Once KD leaves, who was on that team? It was Russ,
Victor Oladipo, Steven Adams, Robertson.
Like, why would you think that team was going to be like? I thought Russ was going to get his, and that's about it. So the fact that they, what they finished like 45, 48.
They finished 6th in the West. They finished, which was nuts to me. I was thinking, wow.
Yeah, they finished over 500. They did a great job, I think, and I think people gave a lot of credit to Coach Donovan. And to Russ, but I'm with you, Jay. I would have thought not in the play. Yeah, they're a lottery team for sure. I wouldn't have been like first or second pick in the lottery, but I thought like out of the playoff team.
Right. Yeah. I thought they were going to be whacked. I did.
You had no faith in Russ.
I was looking at that.
Like, no.
I'm not a big Russ guy, but I do know how good.
Even then,
I'm not a big Russ guy, but I do know how good he could be at times. But I also know how bad he can be too. And I'm thinking about that unit that he was on, and I'm looking at Victor Oladipo and Steven Adams and Roberson, and I'm thinking to myself, number one, Russ can't score all the points. Where are the other buckets coming from? I'm not knowing that Russ is going to be a double-digit assist guy. That part I wasn't aware of that. That team.
That's where I was different. I thought Russ was going to like I said, I thought Russ was going to get his, and then after that, I was really nervous. So that's why I had them just missing the playoffs. So
especially after the meltdown that what happened in the playoffs the year before against the Warriors, I'm thinking, why should I have any faith in this team whatsoever? And I didn't think that they would. So.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. What did you have? Were you paying attention back? Did you? Or you just focused on the Warriors?
Okay, see the comeback.
Yeah.
It's big. I actually
the Warriors got KD. I don't care about the rest of the teams. Like it's over, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't. Again, like I could go back and change lots of things, and in the moment, it's like bringing KD. Kind of how I feel now. Like it's exciting to have somebody of that magnitude come and join your team, but at the same time, what does that take away from the stars and the players and the thing they're already, doing there? So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I like that we got KD and all that changed, but
I bet you are.
Are you happy that you got? Well, hold on. Are you happy that you got KD?
Yeah, I mean, the rings were great, and honestly, we may not have been able to keep. I don't think we could have beat the Cavs without LeBron. Like, let's just be honest. It wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, I mean, it adds to all those guys' accolades, and they made them the players they are now. But would I have him back? I don't think so. Just my personal opinion. You
don't think it took away from Curry's legacy?
Now KD just needs to focus on his legacy. There's no more discussion about Curry's. That, in my opinion, I love KD, big KD fan, but
that's not your opinion.
It's time for, right now it's all focused on him. Get your things done, and then you can have some say about what Steph is doing.
Well, not only did I win it once without you, I won it twice without you.
Yeah,
exactly. Without me, this is how many times you've done it. In fact, not only this is how many times you've done it, this is how many times you've been there without me.
No, you've been there once. You've been there once. But
you've only been there one time without me.
But you lost to the guy that I beat without you.
Yeah.
I was the gate, Tone. I've said this in the past. I'm the gatekeeper. So until you can't get to him without getting past me. That was the deal.
How do you keep this maze? You got to get to him to beat to him to beat.
Right. I'm the gatekeeper.
You know what you remind me of? I wish I could show the videos of that Dennis Rodman when he's talking about getting rebounds. Boom, over here. Bam, over there. All right.
All right, you guys. Let's wrap it up for today, but we have a lot of good ideas going into next week.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit that like button and leave comments under the video as well. But for now, Joe, take it away.
Take it light, but take it.
Everything we understand. I'ma stand till on Jersey in the stands. I'ma hit you on the slide. I don't never